I had a great conversation with a YouTube subscriber by the name of Scott, who was asking me what is the best resource that he could go to figure out what is percentage of body fat to lean muscle to bone density. What would he utilize? What would I recommend? If you follow me for any period of time and you've utilized the resources that we have here in the description box below on YouTube, we use a very simple spreadsheet known as body measurements. And we recommend that you do that with tape measure and or the pinch calipers. Now, the reason why I like to utilize that resource is everybody can do it for a nominal amount of money. But if I come back to Scott's original question, what would be one of the most accurate ways to do it? Now again, if you're going to go with the most accurate, you're going to need to go to a clinical environment. Like if you're looking for true body fat composition, you've got to go into submersion. But again, for the sake of Scott's question, for the majority of us who don't have access to those types of resources, I always start with tape measure and calipers. But if you are in a situation where you can get access to something known as a Dexa scan, that would be my next recommendation. Most chiropractors, that's the place that I found of all the professionals that are out there, most chiropractors will have a Dexa scan system. An osteopath will have a Dexa scan. And what it does is, or how it works is you lay down like on a massage table, and essentially it has an imaging device that goes from your head all the way down to your feet and back. Now some people don't like it because it falls into that x-ray category, but going back to the question of what is a resource that's going to give you a pretty, I'm not going to say anything is 100% accurate, right? We just want to get within a couple percentage points of being as accurate as possible. A Dexa scan is where it's at. The reason why I like a Dexa scan is even though we're using tape measures and calipers for body fat, I have no way to measure bone density. And this is what's great about a Dexa scan. It's going to give you bone density. It's going to give you the percentage of body fat. It's going to give you the percentage of muscle mass. But here's what's really unique. It's going to give it to you left versus right. So for example, if you've ever had a right leg injury, more than likely the muscle density on the right leg is going to be smaller or less than the left because of muscle atrophy. When your leg is in a cast, the muscle shrinks because of inactivity. And that becomes very important when it comes to proper biomechanics, walking all the way up to and including athletic performance. If the right leg has 20% less muscle, you're going to always be out of balance as a runner, a cyclist, a motocross racer. The Dexa scan is going to help us understand how much do we need to increase the muscle density, the muscle thickness, because now we get into power and endurance associated with what is the thickness of muscle. So if you've got 10% less muscle on one side than the other, you're always going to have athletic issues. You're going to always have biomechanical issues. They're not insurmountable. What it does is it gives me an opportunity to work with you as your physiologist to make sure that we're doing the appropriate strength exercises to create muscle symmetry and balance. Every sport, including just walking properly, requires the appropriate balance between the left and the right, the front and the back, the top and the bottom, above and below your belly button. So when it comes to Scott's question, a Dexa scan, please check in with your bone doctor, check in with a chiropractor. Try to get it done once a quarter, maybe twice a year. You just want to know that the work you're doing is paying off. You want to be dropping body fat. You want to be increasing lean muscle mass, and you want to make sure that bone density is going up. It makes you more immune to injuries and biomechanical dysfunction. So great question, Scott. Thank you so much for it. If you happen to have a question, please feel free to send me an email directly, contact@coachrob.com. If you're new to the channel, we answer a question every day here on YouTube, so please make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications. As always, thank you for your time here today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.